And before we get into the main topic of today's video, which is a list building one, the list I built from taking to Nick's on Friday against his core list, which you can see his list on that video. Link will be in the description below. And then I'm going to talk about the mission and possible tactics based off what he said and what I know about Nick. But before we do, could you please hit the like button, please share, please subscribe, and definitely comment, because I love interacting with you guys, finding your thoughts on my content and what you thought about the video, what you think about the lists, tactics, etc. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right, so how I build a list is pretty simple. I go off secondaries and the mission, not so much the primaries, because if you're doing the mission, doing the secondaries, you're normally scoring the primaries. Well, primaries, I feel most games are going to be, might be a 5-10 point swing in it. The biggest difference is in those secondaries. They normally win your game. There are a few games where primaries will win you games, but not on the whole. And so I focus around building for secondaries. I try and avoid ones that are dependent on the opponent, or the opponent can disrupt. So things like stranglehold, engage on all fronts, rod, razor banners are the 4 sort of main ones. I have a look at grind them down, stomp them good. Well, it will depend on the pool, which depends on my list and opponent's list, of course. I can go ritual and stuff like that if I want to. Tighten, bring it down, and to the last. Not very good for Yorks, I don't think, to the last, but if you think you've got 3 units that you can keep them alive to the end, then I would say that as well. But again, it's whether you think as orcs we're not the most durable, but if you can get 3 tougher durable units in there that you know is going to last to the end of the game, then go for it. So with that in mind, based on those strats I've just talked about, this is my list. It's a snake bites army, because I'm trying snake bites out. I've tried most of the cultures out, and goths and freebooters are pretty good at the moment. I've got a snake bite coming up and a speed freak one's coming up, which you'll see in later videos. I've got blood axes that I'm looking at, but it's a snake bite. So 2 detachments, a battalion and an outrider. Mainly because I can't get that many fast attack choices in one place. My warlord is Beast Boss on Squigosaur. He's going to have half queued warlord trait, which pretty much just gives him the 4+ will feel no pain when he's in engagement range of an enemy unit. So he's going to want to get into combat. He's got the head whoppers kill chopper, which is absolute beast in combat. I've then gone for a big mech with custom force field. And he's taking the brutal cannon warlord trait, and he's got the extra gubbins. He's got the super cyborg body, which will help keep him alive. Then I've got Were Boy. He's taking Frazzle Smite and Squiggly Curse as his powers. Two units of 10 Snagger Boys, both for and then a unit of 20 boys with the big chopper for Pain Boy. For the knob, Pain Boy. Then I've got Tank Busters. Then I've got a Battle Wagon and a truck. Then I've got an Outrider attachment. Warlord is follow me. He's got a Warlord trait, follow me, lads. Which I'm expecting to use fast up quite quick if Nick plays the way I expect him to play, and even if he doesn't, there is a way I'll be utilising it at some point. He's got the Scorched Gitz bones as the extra relic, and then I've got 4 Deathcopters, all with the copter rockets. Then I've got Knob on Smasher Squig. Then I've got Rod Track Squig Buggies. Then I've got Squigog Boys and Squigog Boys to round it out. So that's the list done. Plenty of speed, plenty of movement, highly tough, highly durable. I would have liked kill rigs in there, but I don't have any of that, and I didn't have anything suitable to proxy. I would have been proxying them and having kill rigs in there rather than some other stuff. But for the models I've got, I'm happy with that list. Now let's get on to the mission. Overrun's slightly unique in the fact that it's the last of the whole. You get scored for 5 points for holding 2 objectives, 10 points for holding 3, and 15 for holding more. It's also Dawn of War, which makes that ball map quite short, and this is the only one where all the objective markers are in or close to each of your deployment zones. So it's a variable in the game that changes the game slightly to the others out there. A little bit of advice to Nick. I saw the sort of secondaries you were talking about. Stranglehold, Purge of Vermin, grind them down, bring it down, awaken anciently. Now, if I'm honest, Nick, I'd love you to take Stranglehold, Ancient Machinery, and grind it down. Because the Ancient Machinery, I'm just going to be honest, I could try and force you and keep you up in your half of a board, but then I've got to come to you. I'd probably place your 2 tokens and make them my ones, force you to come to me, and then just smack you off and keep just go smack, get you to come to me again, smack again. is how I'd see that going. Just forcing you to thin your resources, and you've only got 12 units. You can't do that all game. You might be able to do it 2 turns, and then at the game that limits your scoring, and I can score happily outscore you on the secondaries, which is so. I mean, Purge of Vermin, I think I've got enough in the list to deny that probably, but it's better than you're going to get at least, if you go first, at least 1 turn with me not in all 4 quarters, so you'll score reasonably well off Purge of Vermin, I think. I mean, Stranglehold, that's going to be down to who can sit on and kill somebody off the other objectives, and whether you can. And then finally, probably bring it down to your best one, because I've worked out it'll score you about 10 victories if you can kill all my vehicles there. But so Stranglehold, Purge of Vermin, and bring it down is probably the 3 I would be looking at. I'd leave Awaken Ancient Machinery alone, because that's not that's just going to lose you the game outright, and I won't have to do much more. I've got 2 of my 3 secondaries down. I'm just considering what I take as the third, and I'll be honest, the third one's going to be a choice between Stomp and Good or Rod, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose yet. That'll probably be done later in the when I look at the train, I look at how we get set up and everything. Secondly, I mean, I can tell you now that Nick has 2 deployment styles. He doesn't vary with his deployment style very much. He'll either play he'll mirror what I do, or he'll castle up. Castling up, maybe not too bad a tactic in this one, because it's the objectives are spread over, and with 12 units, spreading yourself all over the board doesn't sound like a sensible way to go. He's got the relentlessness, the expansionist, and the objective secure, so I'm expecting him sort of to have 2 big scout units out on the wide objectives, and then he will have them placed in such a way that he screens out his backfield quite well, so that I can't get there. The ones behind in the middle, I expect a smaller scarab unit and a Scorpex there, and on the other flank again another large scarab unit, and he'll just spread them out as well to limit the jump abilities across there, or if I put anything in Teleport Homer. Then I expect the race and destroyers, and possibly he might even, if he's going for something like, he might go for Rod, he might be put restrictor footballs in down one of my quarters to try and do that. Or again, he might have them up on the backfield just to double up on one objective to make sure he can't lose that completely. Expect the destroyers and the race and Illuminor and the command barge to be moving forward and coming towards me. As I said, I'm looking to go second, and then I'll be able to see what he's done and react to it. And if I'm going first, it doesn't really matter. I've got a plan and I can enact it, but it might be that I try and bait him a little bit into getting those race into a first turn charge, or a possible first turn charge, because they get 18 inches. I can make it a 20 if I set myself up around about a 26, 27 inch mark, and makes it an interesting, if not, it's a difficult charge, but it's not impossible. And then I'll have things around to counter charge it, and so I might try and bait him into it. I'm not sure yet. Again, it depends on terrain. It depends on what I see, how I see him setting up, and I'll get a feel for that. It's the rest of the game is I've got several ways of playing this. I'm thinking sort of minimal numbers here, quite strong in the centre, so I hold the centre, and quite strong on the other flank, push up over to his flank up here and turn the game into like a dawn of war deployment style, and then slowly work my way across his backfield. That's sort of where I'm at, or I'm allowing them to come on to me, wiping units as that happens, trading, because I can afford to trade. I've got more units than Nick. I've got about 18 units and Nick only has 12, so if I'm trading 1 for 1, Nick's losing the game, and by the end of the game I'm just going to outscore him point wise, and that's how. So with that said and done, that's everything really completed. I'm just going to give you a prediction. I'm going to say I'm going for a tight win for me, because I think it'll be 72, 73 points to me, and round about 69, 68 to Nick, based on the possible secondaries he's taking and my secondaries, and how I played that game out. I must have played it out over 100 times in my head, and with little like checker counters on the piece of paper representing units, just to get in my head what I'm doing with each unit. And if you look at both our lists, Nick's got about 42, I think 40 odd, not many of them for more than 40 odd shots in that list. It'll be about 42 maximum, I think. So not a great deal of shooting. It's only the heavy destroyers that are pack a real punch. The others aren't bad, but then with me being snake bites, and that it's going to be less effective, and I don't have a great deal of shooting. Mine will be a little bit more effective normally, but he does have a lot of multi-wound characters, So again, no prisoner might work with that. It's a consideration to take. But and he's also got the reanimation. Tough on the multi-models, but it makes him a bit more durable. That's it. That's my predictions. That's my thoughts and on the lists and that. Let me know what you think about the lists. What you think about what I've said about the mission and the tactics, and we'll go from there. Thank you for watching. If you've have enjoyed, please hit the like button, press the subscribe button and hit the bell button to stay up to date with all my content. Also feel free to share anything you've enjoyed. Remember, everybody knows the dice are loaded.